a vision and a dream of making life a whole lot better than what it is before y'all met. You want to marry somebody who got the same drive, the same passion, the same hustle.
Right.
What would happen is if you're not connected to somebody who have the same drive and the same goals and passion, eventually they're going to fall out of love with you, or you're going to fall out of love with them. And then at some point you're going to say, you know what, man, I shouldn't have been in a relationship with this person
To start with.
And
that's mainly because they don't have the drive. They have ambition, but they're not doing nothing with it. They all talk and no action.
And talk is cheap.
Money by land.
So at the same time, the proof is in the pudding.
As well.
And you can't sit here and go back and forth and try to, create opportunities as such as. I had a client years ago, and his wife was a RN.
Okay.
So she wanted to go and do her master's, double master's or whatever. And her husband was like, he don't support that because it's costing so much money in order for her to reach her dream. I asked him in the middle of the interview, what's more important, her making more income so that she can continue to be a great woman and feel comfortable knowing she's following her dream, or you reaching your dream as she put her dream on hold? His thing was he wanted to do a trucking company.
Okay.
So 25 some odd years later, I look on Facebook, I see they're divorced. That doesn't surprise me.
No.
One, because she had a dream that she wanted to become the best that she could be in the medical field, and he thought, well, since I'm the guy, you know what, you can be a stay-at-home mom, but this is a different subject.
Yeah.
So the point of it is, you want to marry somebody, first of all, who has the same passion and goals.
Right.
You want to reach your goals together, but this is some things that you guys should think about before you try to find a life partner, husband, wife, or serious relationship.
Yeah, you definitely want to reach your goals together, but we also have to remember you had goals before you became a wife or a husband, and you can't stop those goals just because you became another part of you is extended. That also means that whoever you have that is your half, they need to support you. And if they don't support you, then you really need to question some things before you sign on that dotted line.
You need to marry somebody to make the haters hate you even more. Like, they should hate both of you. Because if you're not with somebody... Oh, yeah.
I feel like we got that.
It's been like that for years, though.
Yeah, we got that on.
But the thing about it, though, a lot of people have met me in person. This was years ago, or in some reason they said they thought I would be more stuck up or arrogant, which I'm far from that.
Definitely.
Now, I can be that, but I'm not that. That's not who I am.
I'm not that
as
at
a
all.
person. Sometimes I just don't feel like talking, and I don't feel like being bothered, but I never make a person feel like, you know what, I'm talking to you right now, but I don't care about what you're saying. I never go into that.
No.
So it comes with a level of maturity. At the same time, you let people know, you know what, I love to sit and chat with you or just talk to you right now, but I gotta be XYZ. To the dentist to get her teeth cleaning,
whatever.
or
You just gotta be
to the daughter's recital for whoever that applies to.
Yeah, you just gotta be upfront. I mean, don't be rude about it and cut them off. But this is nice, but
gotta go.
You understand what I'm saying?
So here we go.
Okay.
That's the intro.
All right.
This is a how-to.
How to what?
Get the best of your finance.
Okay.
It's not how much money you make. It's what you do with the money you make.
Right. So it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep.
Because if you make $40,000 a year, if you make $25,000 a year, there's not much of a difference. But if you make $40,000 a year and your income jumped from $40,000 a year to $400,000 a year, or even $100,000 a year,
that's a jump.
Now you can live off that 40, and that other 60 need to be invested and saved.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right. So you should save. I say you should save at least half. So if you made 40 and then you jump to 100, then you could live off of 50, save 50.
Like I always say, I had a client. He was in the NFL. He just had signed a beautiful, chunky contract for $17.8 some odd million.
A year?
No, that was his
Yeah,
his contract.
that's
Plus,
cool.
he could get endorsements and whatever the case was. But this time, he was the hardest thing since sliced bread.
Okay.
This is back in like 2006,
Okay.
2007. But still, that's still $17.8 million
I mean, that's decent. Yeah.
just to do what you love to do, which is play football. So yeah, what I'm saying is, I also had another client, as I mentioned before. Look at
Right.
previous videos. She was assistant manager at McDonald's.
Yeah, I remember
Let
that.
me tell you something. She made $48,000 a year.
Mm.
And in all fairness, she had more money saved
Than he had.
than he had.
How much he had in his
I was
account?
embarrassed for him.
How much he had in his
He had
account?
like $100 grand
From $17 million?
for $17 million after 6 years.
That's horrible.
Then his performance was tapering off because he had a run in with the law and his ex-wife, his girlfriend, or whatever the case was. But it was in the news. But I mean, he told me exactly what happened, but I ain't gonna get into that. But yeah, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if you make $40,000 a year or $400,000 a year. You still have to figure out a plan of action. Talking about it is not going to change it.
Right. So you got to figure out what you're supposed to do with it. How much supposed to be your expenses? What is your emergency fund? What is it for saving? Like, just have all these things written down and make it happen. Just don't talk about it all the time. Do something with it.
Most of the expenses go towards rent or mortgage, car payments. Don't worry about the credit cards because again,
You gotta make the minimum payments.
worst case scenario, if the stuff hit the fan, like they say, only thing going to happen, they're going to retract your credit card limit, or they
close
can
the account.
cancel it. Right. That's the only thing that could happen.
But nothing can be taken away
And it
from
ain't gonna
you.
be noticeable though.
Right.
And you can rebuild that and build it back up or whatever.
It'll take
Get
a while.
another credit card or other credit cards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Versus your whole car getting jacked up and took in. Hey, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Where
Wait a
you
minute.
going? Where you going?
We used to watch that show. Listen, something
Lizzie Tony?
what's the name of the show
We used
in
to watch
Miami?
Miami South Beach Show.
Yeah,
right?
J-Lo, if I'm not mistaken, produced that show.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think. But
South Beach Show. And
something like that. We watch some shows like that. We like watching
Yeah.
too, and we like to watch the parking
Wars.
parking wars and stuff like
Is
that,
it
and
Parking
storage wars and all
Yeah.
that. And yeah. So yeah, y'all. Now that's what we're telling y'all. Focus on what can better yourself, and you find a partner. If you got somebody who started off doing good, now they not, you got to make a very tough decision because it's not being fair to you or your children or anybody else that's connected to you by not living your best life, thinking one day this person is going to be everything you want him and her to be. Chances is I hate to bust your bubble or be the bearer of bad news.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
You know what I mean?
So piggyback off of what we was talking about,
Yeah.
boundaries and stuff yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That was something. Boundaries not in the aspect that we was speaking of yesterday on that subject, but as far as relationship and partnership, those are things you should set in stone to start with. Like
Right.
as far as your income and that's stuff that needs to be discussed.
Right.
It's not something you just leave in the air. You don't
Right.
know what their finances is. You don't know what obligations they have.
But I ain't gonna ask them though.
Right, you don't know if they
Why
got any
not?
debt. These people, grown
You know?
people, got $200,000, $100,000 in student loan debt, and they ain't been to school for 15 years.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I don't want to get nobody, feathers ruffled or whatever, but not like I care either way. But the student loan stuff, to be honest with you, as I mentioned before about college, it's just my opinion. I gave y'all an example of the individual who left school in 11th grade,
Right.
and now they own multiple businesses. And I also give you an example of someone who has a double master's and they're working 80 hours a week, can barely do anything.
Wash their
Oh,
hands.
got to work, got to work, got to work, got to go. What's the point in making more money and not doing nothing you really want to do? You have to enjoy yourself, enjoy your family.
You're supposed to, well, you have to do that, but that's what you're supposed to do. You
Yeah.
can't be working all your life and not enjoy nothing.
Right.
Like, what's the point? What is
Yeah.
your driven force to work?
Yeah, because at some point you're going to say, you know what, I'm 45 now, I'm 55, I'm 65, I'm 25, I'm 15, whoever watching this, whatever the age group you're in, you don't want to be a part of the shoulda, coulda, woulda gang. You should have saved more. You should have you know, married the person who said they wanted to save themselves to marriage. Ooh. And now they're successful. Now you're stuck with somebody who you thought was the best thing since sliced bread. They turn out to be the beast. Milk. You're the beauty, and they're the beast. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what we're talking about. I don't know
if they turn out to be that. I think people show it. They just don't. They ignore it.
So you're saying they always are
who they are.
Already is
who they are. People can switch up. I give you that.
And that's not an overnight thing.
That's not.
So it already had been a part of
it. Right. It's not an overnight thing. People can switch up. However, you got to pay attention to signs.
The signs are there. Even from the beginning.
Even from the beginning, the signs are there. It could be a simple conversation. Listen to what people are saying, how it come out their mouth. Because when they say it and you don't catch it, they was already showing you to start with. And because you didn't pick it up, now you be like, oh, you never used to act like this. Yeah, they did. They did.
You just ain't paid attention.
You just ain't paid attention
because you was in love.
You was in love.
In love.
You was in love and in lust. So you weren't paying attention to everything else that was going on.
Right. So yeah, be with somebody to make your haters mad. You know, and I ain't talking about somebody who have other people and you just one on the roster. No. I'm talking about somebody who respect, who honor God most of all, who love family. And if you want children, you need to be with somebody who love kids. You know what I mean? Don't be with somebody who don't want kids. Oh no, I don't want kids, but man, he's so fine and he make money, got a nice car. That stuff, that's shallow. That stuff ain't gonna last because just how fine he is to you, he's finding somebody else. Just how good looking she is to you, she's good looking to everybody else. The thing about it is, you just one in the number, to be honest with you.
That's it.
And you should be glad you didn't make that mistake. And if you have, again, don't get mad at the messengers. You can't get mad at the mailman. All right, I'm just bringing you the mail, or you know, we dropping off your item, your package.
Dropping off your package.
You could return the sender. That is. There's ways and the steps to say, you know what, this ain't working, so, you know, we need to do something different.
You got to move on.
You got to do something different here, buddy. So, yeah, let me give you all some more information and we can get off here because that chicken smell mighty good. We picked up a roasted chicken, the whole chicken.
Yeah, whole bird.
Yeah, the whole bird, and we could do a salad and, you know, a couple things like that, too. So, here we go. I feel like, you know, this is the season, this is the time. I was in the bank. I had a bank meeting when it was yesterday. And I realized I'm glad we no longer bank with this particular bank that I was considering doing a business account, a new business account with. You know, I went in there, pocket full of money, big stack of money, ready to take action, or whatever the case is, and I'm sitting in there, and I feel the spirit say, you know what? Why are you trying to go back to something that didn't treat you right the first time? I'm like, ooh. So in the middle of the meeting, I'm looking down at my phone. Mind you, I was meeting with the bank's director. Like me, when I go do stuff financially, I don't meet with the regular schmegglers. But you have to work yourself up to that point.
Right.
So when I want something done, I'll be very specific.
Going to the head to start with.
This is who I want to talk to, and this is what we need to discuss.
Right.
Oh, Mr. Allen, this way. Called me in the office. I went in there. There was a lady in there, came in there, and she looked kind of like Trina a little bit. Let me say it like that. Her skin color was not as, you know, shiny as mine. Or shall I say ashy. But she was light fair of skin.
She was fair of skin.
Yeah, she was fair of skin. So then, that being said, you know, she came in there and she had a check for $450-something thousand. They had to endorse it or whatever, and they came in there. And I was waiting for him to tell me, you know, Mr. Allen, could you step out for a second? I would have been like, you know what, I don't want to. That would have been my out, because God always give you a way to escape. That would have been my out to say, you know what, I don't really want to do this anyway. But he making all these phone calls and whatever, and I'll be right back. Let me talk to my specialist. Mind you, he's a director of operations from the bank.
Right.
Like he literally came in because we had a conversation the day before.
Yeah.
And he told me what he could do. And I told him, and I'll be very honest, I tell people straight up before I meet with you, this is what I expect. If you can't do it, tell me now. Because I don't want to waste my time or yours. This is what I told the individual.
Before.
And back to the lady who not cashed the check, but deposited a check because she's going to do something with her property or whatever the case is. She's sitting there looking. And they opened the double doors or whatever the case is, and they had to endorse and sign the check or whatever the case is. He said, these people, this is what he said. He said, these people come in here often, but you never really know, you know, if the transaction 100% legit or not, because it's a lot of fraud and a lot of you know, scamming and different things going on.
This what he tell you?
This is what he said. Yeah, after the lady, trust me, you can't look at nobody and assume that they're doing well or they're not. But what's my point? My point of it is, by him making that comment, I had already realized
I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with this bank no more. Well, I'll tell you, it was Webster Bank. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but why would he make a comment about her when she bringing her money into this
This
bank?
is the thing.
Oh no, I would have said
Then
nah,
he
I'm good.
definitely would have a problem with me,
No, I'm
because
good.
we make in whatever we deposit, because I can, you know, God can allow, let me say it like this without giving a number, certain things to come in 5 or 10, 12 times, 30 times a day.
But
So now what? It's a red flag because she deposited a big check that he had to sign on. She had to cash his check. I saw it. She was right there. She came right to the office door. She had to endorse it, blah, 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 blah. But my point of it is, Lord, if y'all don't feel comfortable, don't go through with any deal.
nope.
Don't marry that person. Don't be in a relationship. You have to get out of the situation. That's what I'm saying, and that
Look for
happened
the
to me
signs.
yesterday. That didn't happen to me in a marriage or relationship, but that happened to me yesterday when I tried to go back to something I knew
But you said
I should have never
right. But you said that
went back to.
You said when they kept
Same scenario, right?
Yeah, you said when he kept going back and forth in the calls and stuff like that, and you said you God told you right then that was your way out.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna
So
work.
same thing in a relationship. Just how you got that fair
You will
warning.
have a sign or signs.
Just like you got that fair warning in the bank, it was a different situation. You have the same thing when it comes to relationship. Same thing. Nothing changed. It might be a different format, but trust me, and you'll notice it because it's just it won't add up.
Chaos.
Like it won't make sense.
It
You won't be
feel
in
right.
peace. And when you feel like that, you got to make a switch.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long for God to move either.
No.
And that's another thing, because if you guys watching this far, I believe God got special anointing upon you guys for following us. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. YouTube, Real and Raw.
That's right.
Click
Hit
the
that
notification
notification
bell. And I'm not going to hold y'all up too much more longer, but you remember, you can do everything you want to do.
And you don't let anybody say anything different.